You are clear for launch, and with that, shut down your visors, O2 on, and prepare for ignition, 202. EPP, copy that, and, initiating a full 10-4-4.
Gracious God, creator of the universe, and yet the lover of my soul. Alpha and Omega, and yet I can call you friend. I don't have to beg you for anything, but I can thank you for everything. God, I thank you because this is the day that you have made, and I can rejoice and be glad in it. Thank you for this day of magnificence and glory and splendor. God, I thank you for life, health, and for strength. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for peace, love, and joy. I thank you for the essence of you that envelops me right now from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. We thank you for this day of manifestation. We thank you for the day of revelation. We thank you for the day of impartation. We thank you as you move in the midst of your people to bring us to the greatest times that we've ever seen since the foundation of the world. Thank you, Lord, that for this time and for this season, you've allowed us to be a part of your move in the face of the earth. I thank you, God, for the revolution that you're bringing forth, God, even in the midst of the earth right now. And I thank you for the opportunity to be a part of what you're doing in this hour, because in the last days, saith God, you said you would pour out your spirit on all flesh. And so now we thank you for the pouring out. God, I thank you for the rain and the move of your spirit. I thank you for fresh oil. I thank you for new wine. I thank you for the new thing that you're doing. I thank you now that it does spring forth. I thank you, Lord, that you've called us to be the head and not the tail. You've called us to be above only and not beneath. You've called us to be the lender and not the borrower. You've called, God, that our storehouses would be full and increase. God, I thank you because even I decree and declare that the people under the sound of my voice, even now, are moving in the might of your strength. Not by might nor by power, but by your spirit. I thank you for those that are the sons and daughters of God that are called because they walk not after the flesh, but after your spirit. I thank you for the rising up of the people of your kingdom. I thank you that your kingdom come. I thank you that your will be done, even now in earth as it is in heaven. I thank you, Lord, because you are moving in the midst of your people mightily as never before. Raise us up, oh God, to the standard of what you've called us to be. God, I thank you for the standard of greatness. I thank you for the standard of holiness. I thank you for the standard of moving as the sons and daughters of yours, and not as vagabonds, not as those that never knew you, not as those that are confused and confounded, but God, those that know who they are in you. I thank you for the knowing. I thank you, God, for knowing you. I thank you for knowing your presence. Thank you for knowing your Holy Ghost power that gives us the ability to be successful. Your anointing that gives us the power to rise up and be called blessed. Thank you for that is in us. Thank you, God, for all things that pertain to life and godliness. Thank you because we are not confused. We are not deceived. And we thank you for that clarity of mind and the clarity of vision that allows us to walk forth as kings and queens, as princes and princesses in the kingdom that walk in the earth. We thank you that we are your beloved, and we rise up as the apple of your eye. We rise up, oh God, as those that you love with all of your heart. And God, we love you back. I thank you for soundness of mind. I thank you for soundness of spirit. I thank you that healing is our bread. Healing is our deliverance. By the stripes of Jesus, we're already healed. And we speak forth that healing even now for those that need it. Thank you, God, for every stripe that was taken. Thank you for the bruising. Thank you that he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. God, with those same stripes we declare and we speak healing in Jesus' name. We give you glory. We give you peace. We give you honor. We give you blessing. We give you might. We ascribe all of these things unto you because they are yours. Thank you. The fruit of my lips giving thanks unto your name, ever giving you all that is yours. Glory, honor, power, dominion, majesty. It's yours. I decree it and I speak it. In the mighty name of Jesus, it is so. Amen and amen.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome you to today's edition of Yes You O Cubed, one-on-one, just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I'm so glad that you joined me on today. Yes, you all, today is Tuesday, July the 5th in the year 2022. Can you believe that, y'all? It's already the 5th day into the month of July, and man, I tell you what, It's just absolutely positively unbelievable. But here we are, y'all. Here we are. And I don't know about you, but I'm enjoying everything that's going on in my life right now. I hope you are too. I tell you, it is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time to be alive. Just a beautiful time to be alive. I hope you all had a safe 4th of July. As we know, there was some tragedy that occurred here in the country, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But I hope for all practical purposes that most of you were able to really enjoy just being with family and friends. Because listen, at the end of the day, isn't that what it's about, y'all? Isn't that what it's about? It's about being able to be with your family and your loved ones and enjoy them as we go through this journey called life. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started with, yes, we're going to talk about what had happened was while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. But in the meantime, before we go there, we just want to stop and appreciate those of you that came in early this morning. Yes, y'all came in early this morning, and I appreciate you for doing that. So we want to see who are the winners of Grandpa Holmes's chair. And so let's get this party started. Let's get this party crack-a-lack, and here we go. Now, I had 5 beautiful people that came in this morning. I want to appreciate you all for coming in and lighting up the Lion's Den. There's just nobody like the Lions in the Lion's Den. I'm trying to get something straight here on my screen, so I'm trying to talk through that until I find it. But nonetheless, we'll go ahead and get started. Whoa, I done lost it. Let me see. Listen, I appreciate everybody that's here this morning. I just want to kind of talk a little bit about Jonna CPW, who has a birthday coming up here in the next few days. And I don't know about you, but I'm hoping I'm going to get a chance to celebrate. Because listen, let me let y'all in on a little secret. Whilst I was in Texas enjoying myself, I went down to take my sister and her husband. They have relocated to Texas. I took them down to enjoy themselves, and lo and behold, whilst I was there, beloved, whilst I was there, I found a house. And so come on, I'm gonna give it up for myself. So yes, in just not many days hence, I will be a Texan, and I'm looking forward to it. I absolutely positively am. I'm excited. Good Lord, I'm just telling you, you just never know what's going to happen in these here parts. But God is doing some awesome things. And I'm happy about it. This thing, yes, I appreciate everybody for your love, for your support. There we go. I had to get that back. I appreciate everybody for your love and your support. I'm going to try to get in as many streams as I possibly can as and while I'm moving. But let me tell you, I'm gonna just stop. Well, no. Let me do first things first. Then we'll start chit chatting, because I'll be done missed everything out here in the chit chat. And I gotta honor you guys that came in early this morning. We had 5 beautiful people that came in. So let's go ahead and start this right. That's right. Do the foundation work first, and then you can build on top of it. So we had 5 beautiful people that came in this morning, and I appreciate every last one of them for making their way, getting up early, coming in and just sharing the love. Party at Pastor's house. You better believe it, Tall Pumps. Party at Pastor's house. You better come on down. Listen, we coming on down, truck driver. We coming on down. We gonna be close enough where we can do some real traveling and sharing and having a good time with each other. Yes, we are. Now let's look and see what happened here. We had Den Darn, who came in giving all kinds of love. Thank you, Den Darn. I appreciate you. She always comes in. She's full of love, anchoring the house, giving all kind of hugs, and I just appreciate you, Den Darn. That's my girl. Thank you so much. She was number 5 in the Lions Den VIP section this morning, and I appreciate you. Then we got Kai Chick, and that is my evangelist, y'all. Y'all know I love me some Kai Chick. She is all that in a bag of chips. I love you, I love you, I love you. But you just weren't early enough, because the third person to make it into the Lions Den this morning was Miss Fabulous. Miss Fabulous, you did that, otherwise known as Mel Holiday. Come on in here, sis. Come on in here. And I appreciate you for coming in the Lions Den. Now, the second person, now go ahead and get on that love seat. Get on that love seat and get yourself comfortable, because here we go. Because you're going to have some company right here. The second person to come in the Lions Den on this morning was none other than Truck driver, you were the second person. Come on in here, Mufasa. Come on in here, James Sims. Come on in here, my bro. I love this man right here. He is just all that in a bag of chips. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you for the prayers as you're rolling out, and may God give you traveling mercies as you're out there driving over the highways and byways, and just keep you well, keep all the crazy folks out of your lane, and give you safe arrival wherever you want to go. Kim Possible 711, thank you for that 13-month-long resub. I appreciate you, sis. So much love coming to the pastor from ATL. Well, while I'm there, let's go ahead and give it to the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. Is none other than Kim Possible 711. Girl, you did that. Come on in here, sis. You did that. You did that. You did that. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. Get your lips, get your hips, get your fingertips, and go on over there. Go on over there. Make yourself comfortable, Pastor. Go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Congratulations to you, because you are the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. So much love coming to you, sis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And once again, thank you for that re-up. Thank you for that resub. I appreciate you. I appreciate all the support that you're constantly giving in the Lions Den. She is a counterpart to Good Grief that airs on Fridays at 12 o'clock noon Central Time. We appreciate her for what she brings to the Lions Den. Just awesome, awesome, awesome. Y'all some beautiful people. Just beautiful people. That's all I can say. The Lions Den is full of beautiful people. Now, you know how we do it right here. We like to just stop and appreciate all of our moderators that are here, starting with Shelly Thunder. I appreciate this baby right here, because listen, the prophetess, when she speaks, I'm trying to tell you, when she speaks, she will bless your whole life. She will do it. And I appreciate you for everything that you do in the Lions Den. Come on, get that mod love going. Get that mod love going. And then we're led by the leader of the pack, none other than the Rebel Inc. Now, I tell you, that stream she had on yesterday was D-Cracks. Listen, I know LV went on in. He took it to a whole nother level. They had a tag team stream on yesterday. When she got finished and raided over into LVs, and he carried it to a whole nother level, y'all know that was the Cracks. Somebody said they need to just do a tag team duo of comedy, because it was great. Then we are led by, and if you're not following her, let me stop right there. If you're not following the Rebel Inc., quit your wicked ways. I need you to go on out there and follow her. She will bless your whole life. Then we have the third part of the Blessed Trinity, none other than Michelle Brownell. Yes, that's my quiet storm, and I appreciate her, because yes, she does change the atmosphere just by being in the midst. Those are my beautiful moderators here in the Lions Den, the Blessed Trinity, and there's none like them in all the earth. I appreciate you ladies for taking care of the house. Thank you so much. Now, let's get this party started. Let's get this party crack-a-lacking. So you know how we do. We like to come on and, as my mother said, when you walk in the room, speak to somebody. So you know how we gonna do it. We gonna speak. We gonna speak. Yes, we are. We're gonna speak. And so I want you to go ahead and get those coffee cups out. Get your coffee cup out. Get your coffee cup out. And let me come on around here and see who who all is up in here this morning. I'm looking and I want to say good morning to the Rebel Inc. I see you. Come on in here, my friend. The Galactic Supervisor, that's what I call her. Then I came in and I looked, Den Darn made her way in bright and early into the chat. I love you so much, Den Darn. Come on in here. Thank you for being in the Lion's Den. Then the love herself, Lovey54, came in. I want to appreciate you, sis, because I see you. Come on in the Lion's Den, my friend. Come on in. Then I'm looking and the gift, Nathan Lamont, made his way in. That's my guy. And as I say to him, I just need one good squall. That's all I need. It's just one good squall, Nathan Lamont. And that'll make my day. Coming on down. And I have been following your band. I have been following your gigs and watching on the internet. You better do your thing. And I love the band as well. Come on, come on, come on. You better roar. Coming on down and I'm looking and I'm booking and I see Jonna CPW. Yes, she is one of my friends that meets me every Sunday night at 6:00 p.m. She's my friend, y'all. She's my friend. And as I said earlier, she got a birthday coming up. And so, you know, I got to celebrate my girl before I leave town. Yes, I do. So much love coming to you, Jonna. Truck Driver 57 is my Mufasa. I call him the Lion's King. And listen, he is up in here and he's wishing everybody a blessed Tuesday and praying for us as he's out there on that highway traveling. Then Hood Morning, the Tall Pumps, who's pumping tall. Come on in here, sis, and mad love to you. Appreciate you all the way from Chi-Town. Coming on down and I'm looking and I'm booking and K2 Hoop came in the room this morning. K2 Hoop, thank you so much for being here. I see you. Sheila Miles, and that really is my sister. I appreciate you, sis, and I know you roaring. I know wherever you go, you are roaring, and I appreciate you for that. Coming on down and I'm looking, SK8843, you better do your thing, sis. Do your thing. Good morning to you, and come on in the Lion's Den because I see ya, and I know you're ready to go. Now, Rashida Renee, I appreciate you. And as you see, she's out here trying to encourage my friends and my family. If you're out there on Facebook, we're trying to convert you over to YouTube because when Facebook is no more, we want you to be able to flow and go with us and keep up with the Lion's Den. The pack of lions is doing their thing out here. I don't want you to miss not one iota of what's coming down the pike. There she is, Crazy Berrytown. That's my beautiful friend who will Zumba you to Zion. She is a streamer. If you're not following her, if you're not getting your body right, listen, I need you to go ahead and go out there and join with Crazy Berrytown as well as that elderberry. I got some on the way. Thank you, truck driver. I got some elderberry on the way. Compliments of my truck driver, and I appreciate y'all for taking care of spiritual thought leader. Y'all my peeps. Y'all my peeps. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now coming on down, and I'm seeing who else came in who came in the basement door while I was upstairs. I'm coming on down and I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm checking it out. And I see who Auntie Diddy and Uncle Diddy. Come on in here. I appreciate both of you. Uncle Diddy is a streamer and he has grown man's business over there. Y'all better check with him. Come on for the grown man business. And Auntie Diddy, who is a moderator extraordinaire. This is my sis. I appreciate her. She's been hanging with the Lion's Den for a long time. And I appreciate you, sis. So much love coming to you. Yes, the party's at Pastor's house, Tall Pumps. The party is at Pastor's house. Come on up in here. BTD Mom, all the way from, she's the newest Texan. All the way from Prosper, Texas. Oh my God. And she's about to prosper. She is prospering and prosper. Come on in here and good morning to you, BTD Mom. I love you. Yes, I do. Joanna G98, I see you and good morning to you, sis. So much love coming to you. And thank you so much for coming in the Lion's Den. I love it when you're in the den. I just love it. I just love it. I just love it. Good to see you and may you feel all the love coming right back to you. I'm coming on down and I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm seeing who else is in the room, who else came in the basement while I was upstairs. Did we get everybody? Am I close to getting everybody spoken to? Because you know I don't like to miss anybody. And I'm looking and I'm checking it out. I see your coffee cups. I see your coffee cups. Come on, let's get this party crack-a-lackin'. Pastor Baloo, the eagle has landed. I will be there. Now, even though I'm going to be a new Texan as of July the 15th, I will be back in the city of Kansas City, Kansas, August the 14th at 9 a.m. at Zion Travelers. I will be preaching a word over there, you all. They're so gracious that they have me annually, every year, to come and preach the pastor's wife appreciation service. Those are my friends. If you're over on the Kansas side, or even for those of you in KC Mo, August the 14th, 9 a.m., you want to be in the house because we're going to have some church over at Zion Travelers. I love you, Eagle. Come on in here, and you know I love you. That's my friend right there. Come on, Miss Frenchie. I appreciate you for being in the house this morning. So much love coming to you. I appreciate you, and I see you, and the Lions Den welcomes you up in here. Now, I think we got everybody that's in the room in the chat. Now, for those of you that are not in my chat right now, I welcome you as well. You don't have to speak. You don't have to say a word. Somebody said if I couldn't say a word, what would I do? I just wave my hand. You can just wave your hand in the Lions Den if you want to, and just be all right with us. Stacy 546, good morning to you. Come on in, sis. And so much love coming to you. I appreciate you for coming in the Lions Den. Mad love, mad love, mad love. Now, you know how we do. Get your coffee cup out. Get your coffee cup out. Get your coffee cup out. I appreciate everybody that's here on today. And as I said, I appreciate what is going on in my life. I went down to date BTD mom, who is my sister, and my brother-in-law, main man, 68. I want to say my brother-in-law. We don't do the in-law stuff in my family. My brother-in-law, I drove them on down to Prosper, Texas. And while I was in Prosper, Texas, prospering with the peoples, listen, let me tell you what, while I was prospering with the people, we were looking at different properties and whatnot for a future move. But lo and behold, whilst I was there, the property became available Friday night. We made the call Saturday morning, and by Saturday night, I had a house. I'm telling you, that's how the good Lord works. By Saturday night, did you hear the testimony? By Saturday night, I had a beautiful, beautiful home, and I will be transitioning down there in the next couple of weeks. So it's really not even the next couple of weeks. Next week, I'll be rolling out and heading on down to the good Anna. And you know, the interesting thing about that, and I do want to say this, and I've said it, and I don't know whether people really catch how it's in the same hour. Do you understand? SK8843 in the self same hour. Do you understand the words that suddenly? Oh, Nathan, don't mess with me. You know that's my word. And suddenly, honey, you look up and God will do a suddenly work. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? And it's just like at the end of the day, honey, that house was for me. Do you understand, Tall Pumps? And got a chance. The owner, enjoyed conversation with him, made that connection, and it was just like, hey, this is it. It was just, it was what it was. It was what God wanted, and that's the way we're doing it. And yes, come on, Anna. And anybody that knows me well knows that my mother's name was Anna, and as she used to say, you spell it the same way forward as backwards. ANNA forwards, ANNA backwards. Well, listen, I'm going to that forward and backwards Anna. You understand? I said, it's almost like my mother, who just recently passed, for those that don't know it. It's almost like my mother said, listen, I'm going to open up the door for you and you just walk right on in. So at the end of the day, I'm trying to tell you what the Lord prepared it for me, Tall Pumps. The Lord prepared that house for me. He prepared a table. Oh, y'all, there's a hey. He prepared a table for me and a house. So at the end of the day, beautiful front yard, beautiful property, beautiful backyard, fenced in privacy. I'm going to have myself a good time in Anna. So listen, I just want to thank God for all that happened. While y'all slumbered, slept, and slobbered, I was getting a house. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? So there we have it. Oh, but listen, won't he do it? Yes, he will. And at the end of the day, all I can do is just give some good praise and thanksgiving because I promise you, this is the Lord's doing and it's marvelous in my eyes. So yes, he made a way and he did that thing. He did that thing. And so I'm just giving praise this morning. I'm giving honor and thanksgiving to what God has done. With that being said, I want y'all to understand whatever it is that you are waiting for. We've been telling y'all it's happening. It's happening. You understand the words? It's happening. Come on in here. I see you, Mino 3782. Good morning to you and thank you so much. Somebody said y'all want to shout. You listen. You ain't said nothing but a word because listen, we knows how to shout in the lion's den. You better ask somebody. Come on and count it off. 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the way we do it over here. That's the way we do it over here. We gonna go ahead and we gonna get this praise on, and I'm gonna let y'all have a little dance this morning because that's the way we do it in the lion's den. Come through, come through, come through. Time. Y'all ain't got to ask me too many times to come on in and shout because listen, I always got a praise ready. I always have a praise ready. I tell them at church when I go, I said, you know what? They can premeditate lying. They can premeditate murder. I can premeditate praise, and I plan to commit the act. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? If they can premeditate everything else, I can premeditate a praise, and I plan to commit the act. So thank you all for just letting us have that praise break this morning because truly God is worthy of the praise. I saw downtown downtown Melvin Brown, baby, but she was picking them up and putting them down. That's all I'm saying, Melvin. She was picking them up and putting them down, just like you do, sir. And good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Come on in here, my brother. And so much love coming to you. Now, to everybody that's here, thank you for those congratulatory remarks. I appreciate your care. I appreciate your love. I appreciate everything that you bring in the Lions Den. It's just so beautiful. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. So at the end of the day, I love you too, Melvin. I love you too. I do. I absolutely do. You're my brother and always will be. God bless you. I tell you what, now, even as I'm moving on, I appreciate those here in the city and those ties and those connections and those bonds that will never, ever, 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 ever change. They will be in place henceforth, now and forevermore. And Melvin Brown, the Eagle, Pastor Baloo, and others here in the city, you know that hookup is ever present and will never be broken. I appreciate you all. We're just moving on to bigger and better things and expanding and enlarging our territory. And I want to encourage you, Lions, go ahead and enlarge your territory. We're not the in crowd. We're the ing crowd, ING, because it's happening. And I hope you believe it's happening for you too. Now, as we get ready to move on, I thank you for that. I appreciate you, and I'm just really in my spirit. I'm soaring and I'm rejoicing and I'm so happy for the great things that God has done. Now we got work to do, even as we're shouting, even as we're praising. Even good morning, DJ Onyx Hart. Come on in the Lions Den, my brother. This is a streamer. This is my brother. If you're not following DJ Onyx Hart, please, 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 I feel the begging spirit of James Brown. Please, please, please go out there and follow my brother, DJ Onyx Hart, because he will bless your life. Good morning to you. And so you're here with me. So let me go ahead and, because he comes with 20 cups. He doesn't just bring a cup. He comes with 20 cups. And then we just start breaking them. So there you are, DJ Onyx Hart. Thank you for coming in the Lions Den this morning. And there's one for the Father. There's two for the Son. And let's get that last one for the Holy Ghost. Now, I appreciate everybody that's here this morning. And let's get this party started. And thank you for, as old mother used to say, thank you for enduring me in my folly. Thank you for enduring me in my folly. Now, let's talk about what had happened was, and come on here, y'all. What had happened was while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, there were some dastardly things that took place on yesterday. And of course, it's topping and charting the news. Lynette Dickerson is in the room. Come on in here, Queen. I'm going to miss you too, sis. I'm going to miss you too. But listen, I ain't dying. I'm just moving. Let's be clear. I'm not dying. I'm just moving. So listen, as long as there's breath in my body and I'm alive, the connection still exists. I appreciate. Thank you for everybody that's hosting up. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about yesterday's events on the 4th of July. And I do not want you to be disturbed. I do not want you to be frightful to the point where fear causes a paralysis in your life. So this is what I want you to really, I got to let them know, Rebel. I got to let them know. Thank you for hosting Kim Possible 7-Eleven. I want you to understand. Thank you for the host. I want you to understand, Tall Pumps. The idea behind these types of terroristic acts. Y'all, is that Dr. Dady Priest? Is that it? Now, I just want to make sure. Is that Dr. Dady Priest, the high priestess that just came up in the room this morning with Engagement Matters? That's my girl. Listen, every time I see her name, I feel like doing this. move down in my shondo. I feel something move down in my shondo. Let me hold up, swole up, cause I feel something moving. Now let me get back. I messed around. I felt something down in there, Dr. Dady. This is my friend. If you're not following her, quit your wicked ways. I want you to follow Dr. Dady Priest because she will bless your whole life. And you better get ready because it's happening. It is happening. This is one thing I will say on the spiritual side, and other than I'm going to get out of here. You know, there is something about when you begin to encounter and attach and connect, there are things that just, you know, when one begins to experience it, it goes on to the next and the next and the next. Why? Because as my old pastor used to say, he's in the neighborhood. So, you know, as long as he's in the neighborhood, you know it's coming down your street. You know it's coming down your block. He's in the neighborhood. So just get ready because God's in your neighborhood. That's all I can say to you. Now, while God is working in our neighborhood, we need to be working in our neighborhoods to get rid of and eradicate some of this insanity that's going on with the people. And this is what I started to say earlier. I don't want you to be confused and disillusioned and become frightful and fearful because we do have some crazy folks out here. And that just straight up, we got some crazy folk out here. And so the idea and the hope is that we'll become so intimidated and so fearful that we will find ourselves in a state of paralysis because we don't know what's going to happen when. Come on in here, Bearded Baritone. He is a streamer. This is my brother. I love you. Thank you for coming in the Lion's Den this morning. If you're not following Bearded Baritone and his bedtime stories and everything else that he does in that stream, but I particularly remember the bedtime stories, y'all go in there and join that channel. Please, please, please click that follow button, notification button, and subscribe if you want to, because the brother bless you real good. Now, I'm looking and I'm checking out the stuff that's going on, y'all, is just some insane type stuff. And at the end of the day, it's like, if we allow these individuals to overwhelm us, if we allow these individuals to strike fear in our hearts, we'll be cowering in our houses somewhere, afraid to go out the door and miss life and all that life has for us. So at the end of the day, our hearts go out. Our hearts go out to the families. And the numbers I heard as far as ages were from the age of 8 to 85, from ages 8 to 85, you know, and so I look at that and I'm just like, there's nothing else that you can really say to those individuals that lost their loved ones other than just continuing to send that positive energy and love their direction, because it's just nothing like going to an 85-year-old going to a 4th of July parade to enjoy the events of the day and to not be able to come back home. To all of those family members that lost loved ones, man, I tell you. But as I said, you get to a point where after a while, there is more that you want to see and more that needs to be done than just constantly saying, pray, pray, pray. There need to be some changes that happen in this country. So at the end of the day, I feel like we really, really, really need to confront this issue that we have here in these here United States. And I don't care what nobody says. It's something that we have here in our country that needs to be addressed. And I'm gonna come here because listen, this is part of while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, while folks were out celebrating and having a good time. This is what we had going on, and I'm gonna share this with you. Let me see. Let me pull this up. Because we were celebrating, but other folks were celebrating too. It's very disturbing, Dr. Dady. It's very disturbing. On a silly note, the expert said the shooter had his gang tats on the on the wrong side of his face. Because usually the people that are doing that kind of stuff are, you know, they're missing a few. They're missing a few. They're not the brightest bulb in the pack. And really this white nationalism that has really taken hold of these young white guys. I mean, they are just out they in a whole nother realm. They in a whole nother. I'm looking, and really I want to show you this, and we'll have some chit chat about it. While 4th of July parades were going on yesterday, this was also going on where we have listen. As my brother said, we got the new KKK that's out here. And at the end of the day, they were marching and having their parade as well. Now, I want y'all to take a look at this, and I'm going to talk about this. And so at the end of the day, what do we need to do while we're out here talking about the change that needs to happen and liberty? And I'm gonna go back to Frederick Douglass, when he said and wrote, "What to the Negro is your 4th of July?" Some of you all have potentially read and or heard of that speech. What to the Negro is your 4th of July when y'all still killing us and still treating us like slaves and everything else? So at the end of the day, we look and we see and identify. This is, as many people are saying, nothing less, nothing more than the new KKK. Now, you see what Bishop Talbot Swan said. We knew y'all was lying, because you remember just a few months ago, while we had coronavirus raging and they were running around refusing to wear a mask because they had rights. They were refusing to wear a mask. Now we see them coming out. Now, y'all know yesterday was hell degrees. Now, tell me if I'm lying. Yesterday was hell degrees. I went and, as soon as I got home, I'm packing, y'all. As soon as I get off this stream, I'm packing. Every chance I get, I'm packing. Listen, so at the end of the day, you all remember during coronavirus, we had such a commotion going on because they didn't want to wear a mask. We refused to. I can't breathe. I refuse to wear a mask. I need fresh air. Now look at this right here. And at the end of the day, don't tell me you are against wearing a mask, because on the hottest day of the year, you guys are out here and looking like Who Shot John. Now understand, this is the new mask. This is the new KKK hood. You understand what I'm saying? This is the new KKK hood, because for all practical purposes, just like the pointed cone they had sitting at the top of their head from Sheets, this mask, this hat, this jacket, these pants that match, baby, that ain't nothing but a new Klan attire as far as I'm concerned. So at the end of the day, I'm like, no ma'am, no sir, we're not going to keep playing this game. Now, this, in my opinion, is a lot of what is fueling the agitation of these young white nationalists that are going up here killing people for no reason, trying to incite fear, number one, and trying to incite a retaliatory act so that they can come out with all of their weapons drawn and shoot them up. So at the end of the day, please look at what the mayor of the city said last night, because it's unreal. I certainly will, bearded baritone. I certainly will. Tell me what city you're in so I can check that out. So it was Kim Possible. It was hell degrees. You understand the words coming out of my? It's hell degrees. They got on. Look at that. Look, jackets. Now you can't tell what's under the jacket, but I promise you, if I was a betting person, I would say they have some kind of bulletproof something up under there. But jackets, pants, hat on their head, sunglasses, and a mask from the face all the way down their neck. And don't tell me they're not hot. Come on now. Come on. Sip that coffee, tall pumps. Because at the end of the day, now this is what I want to say. This is exactly where I want to go with this conversation. I feel like at the end of the day, instead of black people coming out talking and speaking and whatever. It's never too hot for hate in America. I see you, and you spoke a word right there. You spoke a word, Uncle Diddy. It's never too hot for hate in America, because there are those that just have a heart full of hatred. They just do. They have a heart full of hatred. And at the end of the day, I'm trying to tell you, and I'm trying to show you, and I'm trying to reveal to you, this isn't about having another conversation. This is about straight up hatred and white nationalism that's trying to push an agenda of white supremacy and racism. And this is where I feel like all of my white and Caucasian brothers and sisters that are not for this, they need to be coming out just as vocal can be. Do you understand the words? It's not for me to keep trying to have a conversation with these individuals, because number one, they're not going to listen to black folk anyway, because they questioning whether or not we're real people anyway. That's a whole wood. That's a whole hood, Rebel. They're wearing a whole hood. So they're not going to listen to what I have to say anyway. As a black woman, they're not going to, do I even have a soul in your eyes? Probably not. But at the end of the day, I need some white folks. I said what I said. This is Yes You, OQ, one-on-one, just me and you. You know how I do it in here. No cream, no sugar. I take this coffee strong and black because I tells it like a T-I-Z-Tis. I need some white folk to see this kind of mess and get so agitated. I need some white folks that see this kind of stuff and get so provoked. I need some white folks, and a whole bunch of them, to go out here and get your uncle, your daddy, your cousins, and all of them. I need y'all to go out there and talk to these people. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I need y'all to come in mass. I need y'all to come. I need you to come with strength. I need you to come with power. I need you to come with no fear. Talk to these folk, and I need you to talk to them and tell them you're wrong, you're dead wrong, and we're not going to stand for it. That's what I need to happen. That's what I need to happen. I need for white America that's not racist to get so offended and to make it, these folks are such an affront to what you stand for. I need you to open your mouth, say something. Open your mouth, say something. That's what I need you to do. Open your mouth, say something. Open your mouth, say something. That's what I need you to do. I need you to open your mouth and say something. Did I say something? That's what I need. I need you to find the rest of your white brothers and sisters that are not racist, get in mass and come talk to these jokers and open your mouth and say something, because your silence is killing black folks. Whew. Just let that marinate, because I said what I said. The whole face is covered tall pumps. Once upon a time, you couldn't walk in the store with that. But now, we out here trotting down the middle of the street with the trots. We down the middle of the street with the trots, looking like Philadelphia. I got your bearded tone. The trots, y'all out here with the trots. And I need for the streets to be full of white, non-racist people that are going berserk, that this is not how we do it. That's what I need. That's what I need. That's what I need. Because the idea of black people working so hard to change racism and bigotry and white supremacy, it's not our problem. Don't ask me to fix a problem that's not my problem. It's y'all's problem, and y'all need to fix it. Did I say something? Open your mouth, say something. Open your mouth. I need you to open your mouth and say something. Ooh, I see you, then, darn, and I'm going to give it to you. Could it be? Could it be? The devil. Baby, that ain't nothing but Diablo. Do you understand the words that are coming out? That ain't nothing but Diablo. So at the end of the day, yes, this is no. This right here, tall pumps. They had a march. They had a march And at the end of the day, let me get the actual location. And so they came out and they had their whole little group together. Let me see where this is actually taking place. I want to say, let me look. I had it here. Y'all see all these pictures that are followed up to this. Let me go back. I want to get the actual location. And if y'all got it, go ahead and put it in the chat, because y'all know sometimes y'all get to the answer way quicker than I do. But this is actually an organized march that they went out and got no more deadly silence. That's what I'm saying, SK8843. No more deadly silence. It was at Boston. Thank you. I appreciate you, beer to beer tone. And so at the end of the day, this is why I need my non-racist white brothers and sisters to come through and put your money where your mouth is, because we've exhausted black people. And again, I'm gonna say it, and I'm not racist. I'm saying, and I'm speaking the truth. We have had black people trying to solve the racist bigotry and the white supremacy problem. It's not our problem to fix. Did you hear the words that came out of my mouth? It's not our problem to fix. I'm going to say it once more and again for the people in the back. And y'all know I don't just throw shade, I shed light. It's not our problem to fix. So this is the thing, and I mean this when I love everybody, and I love all of my white brothers and sisters. But I can't tell you how many times I've been approached, especially since George Floyd. I can't tell you how many times I've been approached by my white brothers and sisters that come to me and say, tell me what I can do to help you. What you can do to help me is to help your people stop killing us. Did I say something? What you can do for me is to tell your people, your uncles, your grandpas, your brothers, your sisters. What you can do for me is talk to your people and tell them to stop killing us. Now listen, y'all may not appreciate what I just said, but I appreciate it. Something. That's what you can do for me. Get your grandpa, get your auntie, get your racist brother, get your racist sister. Open your mouth and say something. That's what you can do for me. Am I talking to anybody in here? So this is where I feel like we have to shift some approaches here. Because at the end of the day, us continuing to have conversations with black people and conversations black people to black people, talking about how to deal and how to operate around the racist society in which we live. Baby, they don't care about us talking to one another. They don't care about us talking about how to remain nonviolent and deal with the struggle. They don't care nothing about that, because at the end of the day, they'll put on their hoods and their robes, because that's all this is in this picture right here. They'll put on their hoods and their robes and march down the middle of the street in broad open daylight in 100+ degree weather, sweating like a stuck hog up under there, like a stuck pig, marching down the middle of the street, fully armored with a little hood and robe, and in broad open daylight feel absolutely nothing, and then have some little young buck come out here while folks are trying to enjoy the 4th of July holiday and get on the rooftop and see how many folks they can kill with them AR-15s. I said what I said. I said what I said, and I meant every word that I said. This is, I feel, the next agenda item that we must drive. No more talking amongst ourselves, no more symposiums, no more conversation. And please understand, I'm not advocating violence. I'm saying I need white folks that are claiming, I'm not prejudiced, I'm not racist. If you're not, I need you. Can I say it once more and again for the people in the back that didn't hear me? Open your mouth and say something. Organize a group, organize a committee, organize as many folks as you can get together and say, we're not going to continue down this road, Grandpa. We're not going to continue down this road, Grandma, Auntie, Uncle, and anybody else that got this racist, less than mentality towards black folk. We're not going to do it. That's what I need. That's what I need. And that's the agenda of the hour. Because coming and telling us to fix a problem that is not ours, no ma'am, no sir. So at the end of the day, come on, no more conversations, Top Pumps. We need you to get your people. That's what we need. We need you to get your people. Come on. Ooh, is it quiet in here this morning? Because I'm telling the truth. I feel, and when I look at this kind of insanity, and you're brazen enough to formulate a whole entire parade and march down city streets with your KKK looking selves. We need you to speak out, SK8843. We need you to speak out. That's what we need. If you're not racist, if you're not prejudiced, if you're not white supremacist, if you're not, and you say that you're not enjoying white privilege and you feel like everybody should be equal, I need you to open your mouth and say something. En masse, not one or two. We need many. Find your friends, find your loved ones that are not, and congregate yourselves together to talk to these folk that done lost their whole mind. Did I say something? Woo! Did I say? Now listen, at the end of the day, I'm looking at this and I just look at it's new Klan. This is the new Klan, y'all. This is the new Klan. And that's exactly David Allen Greer. That's exactly what it said. Meet the new Klan. And they just got new uniforms. We need millions to open their mouths and say something, DJ Onyx Hart. We need millions to open their mouths and say something. As long as this little minority group, as folks want to say, they're just a minority. If they are the minority, I need the majority to rise up, open your mouths and say something. We talking about Independence Day. So as we are on the heels of July the 4th, as we are on the heels of, again, one more mass shooting. Now, and I'm going to stop being agitated how young white nationalists can go out and kill up a whole bunch of people and still be taken alive. And I watched a video of a young man that got stopped on a car stop for a seatbelt violation, and the popo drew guns on him, put him down on the ground like a dog and handcuffed him for a seatbelt violation. Ooh, did I say something? But white young nationalists can go out and kill up all kinds of people, and somehow or another, they can be taken alive. Explain it to me, Lucy. Explain it to me. So this is where, again, once more, I'm saying I need those that are awake, aware, and enlivened to the realities of these two different justice systems that we still are operating in this country. I need folks from my friends across the aisle with a little less melanin than mine. I need y'all to commit and absolutely vow, I will do everything in my power to find my friends, families, and foe and turn this thing around. Come on here, DJ Onyx Hart. I need to wake up the lions and roar. You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? So at the end of the day, we're all sick of this narrative. We're all sick of this narrative. We've seen it. We've heard it all before, as one songwriter said. We've heard it all before, and we're not trying to keep hearing it over and over and over and over again. So come, I see you, Tall Pumps. If black folks would have showed up at a protest, rally, parade, whatever, in full regalia, would this be the picture we're looking at? No, it would have been immediately identified as a riot. It would have been immediately identified as a riot. You would have had police there in riot gear, in full weapons drawn, the whole nine yards. That's what you would have had that been a black congregating of people. So, you know, we know the drill. We know it's not new. It is absolutely positively not new. But what needs to be new now is for white folks to stand up and congregate together against these people. That's what we need. We need non-racist white folks to stand together, one with each other, against these kind of people. That's what we need right now. And that has never happened before. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? That white people standing against racist white people en masse has never happened before. But that's what we need to happen. That's what needs to happen. Am I talking to anybody? Everybody that says you're not, I need you to come out. I need you to come out. Come out the closet. I need you to come out from amongst them. I need you to come out, and I need you to talk. I need you to roar. I need you to pull folks together. Do you understand? That's what we need. That's what we need. And if we can get enough of that going on, where we've got folks that are amongst the people that they consider to be human, because listen, a lot of us, when they shoot us in the street like a dog, they don't feel like they did anything but put down an animal. Put down another one. So at the end of the day, Tall Bumps, you don't have to hold your breath, but I'm going to keep crying loud, and I'm going to spare not, and I'm going to tell the truth and shame the devil. I'm going to keep talking about what needs to happen so you can stop telling me to meet with the rest of the black community and figure out how we're going to navigate. No, ma'am, no, sir. We need to have a mass number. Saheed Ali, thank you for liking the stream. Come on in here and join us today. We need to have en masse white people that are not racist to rise up together and stand publicly. And this is the thing. This is the difference. You have these of hatred that come out and they're bold with it. But then the people that say they're not racist, they want to be all mamby-pamby and try to see what they can do behind the scenes and see what they can do behind the curtains. Baby, we need y'all to come out in the streets publicly just like the others come out in the streets publicly. And say publicly, it's not right and it's not going to work. Am I talking to anybody? So at the end of the day, this is what I want us to understand. And if my white brothers and my white sisters come out and talk against their racist white brothers and sisters, I'll come out and stand with you. You ain't even got to stand alone. I'll be standing right next to you, holding your hand, hollering just like you are. But at the end of the day, I need you to open your mouth and say something. Ooh, how about a mass anti-racism march and let it be seen? That's what I'm talking about, SK. Not something hidden in the corner. Not some kind of meeting y'all holding at the college back there in the conference room that can't nobody see what's going on. I need y'all to get front and center just like they get front and center. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I need you to get front and center. I need you to get bold. I need you to get right up there in the limelight so people can see we are not still racist, and we're not going to allow the racist people to keep carrying on this way in this country. I don't care if you are my uncle. I don't care if you are my auntie. I don't care if you are my cousin. I don't care if you are my brother, my sister. I don't care if you, whoever you are, I'm standing here to boldly make this declaration in an anti-racism march. We do not approve of this message. Am I talking to anybody this morning? That's what needs to happen. Whew, I'm telling you. That's what we need to see. That's what we need to have. Put your money where your mouth is. All of those officers unloaded their clips into that young man, but they spent hours trying to apprehend the man who climbed on a rooftop and slaughtered folks. Dr. Dady, that's what I'm talking about. That's what, and apprehended him alive. I'm going to keep coming back to that because for some reason, somehow, even though you done murdered up a whole bunch of people, we can always manage and seem to apprehend you alive. Make it make sense. So at the end of the day, come on, I see you, Joanna. They don't want them others to know that they have the same beliefs. And this is all I'm saying. Put your money where your mouth is. If that's really not how you feel, and if that's really not what in your heart, I need you to come out and be bold with it. I'm talking about strong coffee. I need, not strong, I need strong coffee, as one of my aunts used to say. I need strong coffee. I need strong coffee. We don't want none of this watered down. We don't want none of this full of cream and sugar. I want strong coffee. If you're really not, and you really abhor the behavior and the thoughts, and no cream, no sugar, I need this coffee strong and black. Put your money where your mouth is. Come out of that corner you can't hide. And God told me to tell you you can't hide. If you really mean it, I need you to put your money where your mouth is. Chris Knowles, welcome to the stream and thank you for subscribing. So much love to you and welcome on in the Lion's Den. I need you to come in here and put your money where your mouth is so we can stop this foolishness. But you're not, some are not, because in reality, they're speaking your reality and they're saying what you really feel down in your heart in privacy. But when you come out in public, you want to be politically correct. Am I talking to anybody? You want to be politically correct. You want to appear. You want to, you know, and I watched a video yesterday. It was a white supremacist video, and diversity is a dirty word. Diversity. Ever since they've been coming out talking about diversity. No, diversity is not a dirty word. The reason why they want, because they're scared they will be treated like they treat us. Well, then you listen. Because we got to live with this. I tell people all the time, this is my black skin and I love it. I'm proud of it. I absolutely adore it. I'm so glad God gave it to me. At the end of the day, I can't take my black skin on and off. So at the end of the day, you can come and tell me you're not racist if you want to. But whenever you want to get silent, you can mold and blend right back into the woodwork because your white skin allows you to do that. I don't have that privilege. I don't have that opportunity. And at the end of the day, I'm proud of my blackness, but I just want you to understand you hiding behind your whiteness does nothing for me but keep me in jeopardy. Did I say something? You hiding behind your whiteness and you're fearful, truck driver, that you'll be treated the way that we're being treated, then you know in your shondo it's not right, it's not right, it's not right. Whew, am I talking to anybody in here? So we also need to get rid of our house slave mentality. We help give the racist ammunition. Come on here, Joanna G. And at the end of the day, listen, I'm not your happy Negro. Let me tell you, I'm not your happy Negro. And in the words of others, that N-word, that ain't me. You got the wrong one, baby. Actions speak louder than words, then darn. And this is what I want us to begin as a community to begin expressing in love, begin communicating with power, with strength. I'm not saying be mamby-pamby. Just love is not a mamby-pamby, walk all over me and come back and wipe your feet scenario. No, it's not. But at the end of the day, I'm going to speak to truth with power and love. And at the end of the day, I'm saying and I'm challenging, let us continue to challenge our Caucasian counterparts and our Caucasian friends that really love and care about us and love and care about equity, diversity, and inclusion. Let's keep talking and telling them you've got to find your brothers, your sisters, and everybody else that's not racist, and y'all gonna have to go talk to y'all's racist family. I said what I said. Y'all gonna have to go talk to your racist people. Your family members. I don't care who they are. They're your family. Silence keeps everyone in bondage to racism, SK. Nobody wins. Nobody progresses until the voices are raised consistently. And you can't just do it when it's convenient for you. You got to do it all the time. Am I talking to anybody in here? So at the end of the day, I'm looking, and again, I saw this story this morning as they proudly marched down the streets, and no, just no, just no, and no again. No. Yesterday on Independence Day. Now, in the meantime, while we slumbered, slept, and slobbered, let me cue this one up for you. Because listen, the saints need medication. The saints need something. Thank you for those 200 roaring biddies, SK. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Listen, and that's the way we do it here in the Lion's Den. I'm not biting my tongue for nobody. We gonna tell it like a T-I-Z-Tis. Now this right here, this right. Good morning, Michelle Brownell. There's my quiet storm. MCP 812, 2 Tams, come on in here, sis. So much love to both of you all. Come through. I love you, and good morning, and welcome in the Lion's Den. DJ Onyx Hart, let's also raise our voices to Congress to change the gun laws and march in front of the Capitol. Let's have harsher punishments for those wanting to mass shoot, because this is a dastardly, it's just dastardly move on all these mass shootings. And I think the number yesterday, if I heard correctly, and I'm recalling, of the number dead from mass shootings just from January to today is somewhere around 314, 315 folk killed in mass shootings in just this short window of time. Folks going out here with it's unforgivable. It really is. You, Stacy, I love you. Leave a funny note, because this stuff makes me so mad, but I don't really. Hey, come on. I hear you, Stacy, but I need all of my white friends. I'm gonna keep saying it. I need all my white friends to talk to your family members, your brothers and sisters, and everybody that's out there, and just your friends, because this is going to be, I believe, the changing factor when white folks stand up and white folks talk on behalf of black folks that are suffering at the hands of these racists. It's not going to change until that happens, in my opinion. I love you, sis. You enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll catch you on tomorrow. So much love coming to you. Now, this one right here. I'm just going to let it play. Here we go.
A Trump-backed candidate in Michigan is under new scrutiny after CNN's K-File found some troubling comments she made about abortion. Kristina Karamo is running for Secretary of State in Michigan. Before running for office, she had a podcast where she discussed mostly religious topics, including her belief that abortion is child sacrifice.
I'm going to discuss how abortion is child sacrifice and how it's really a satanic practice. It's child sacrifice. Because the God you are sacrificing the child to is yourself.
CNN's K-File senior editor Andrew Kaczynski joins me now. Andrew, tell us about what you found in these podcasts.
Yeah, so me and my colleague MSTEC went through quite a few podcasts from Karamo from a period in which she was a local Republican activist and community college professor. We found quite a few interesting comments, some of which you just played, mostly related to LGBT people, religious, social issues. As we just played, there was, that comment she made about abortion being equivalent to ancient child sacrifice. She spoke quite a bit about Satan on these podcasts, claiming, various things are part of a satanic agenda. Now, these races are, as many people know, incredibly important with, the 2020 election, with the false claims of election fraud. Many of the Secretary of States are involved in certifying the election results. Trump has sort of weighed in on these races by endorsing these candidates who, back his false claims of election fraud. It's led to a lot of colorful candidates around the country running in some of these races in Nevada, swing states that ultimately are going to be very important. One comment from her that has raised quite a few eyebrows was a comment she made talking about demonic possession, in which she said basically that demonic possession was real and was transferred via intimate relationships between people. We actually have sound of that if we want to take a listen to it.
If a person has demonic possession, I know it's going to sound really crazy me saying that for some people. They're like, what? But having intimate relationships with people who are demonically possessed or oppressed, I strongly believe that a person opens themselves up to possession. Demonic possession is real.
So we reached out.
So I'm going to stop right there because I know that even in the midst of that, I have all kinds of thoughts and feelings. Now, let me stop and do a couple of things before I get finished. Let me say this. Thank you so much for the hype train. I appreciate you. And let me come on up here and give this to my sister, because at the end of the day, we had the one-person raid from LaWanda Baskerville. Hey!
Come on, right now, we're going out to the entire set. Going out to the whole entire set.
Come on, LaWanda. Wanda Visions. To the right. To your left. Now walking on back. Move on over to your right. To your right. Moving on over to your left. To your left. Step back. Come on in here, LaWanda. Come on in here. I appreciate you for that one person raid. Welcome to the Lion's Den. And please refresh your screen. Come on. Now, this is where I want to go. And thank you so much. Now, to everybody that's giving, let me come on back here, and I thank you for the biddies. I saw you, SK. Come on. Thank you for that resub, LaWanda. One reason. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming on down, and I'm looking DJ Onyx Heart. I appreciate you coming on in here, y'all, my people. At the end of the day, I appreciate everybody. Tall Pumps, thank you for those roaring biddies, and I thank you, Kim Possible 711, thank you for those roaring biddies, and for everybody that has given on this hype train, thank you. Now, this is where I want to go. This woman is running for Secretary of State. DJ Stacy, bless one. Thank you for that resub, sis. I appreciate you. SK8843, thank you for that gifted sub. I appreciate you. To DJ Stacy, bless one. Now, check this out, y'all. I'm not even getting ready to get into the whole conversation of demonic possession. Thank you for those roaring biddies, DJ Onyx Heart. Because I'm not getting ready to have that theological conversation with you all. Let's just deal with the insanity and the lack of anchor that this woman has. And she's running for Secretary of State. Now, that explanation that she gave, that's what I want to hone in on. But there's a whole lot to unpack here. And I will say this, for those that are constantly under this demonic, everything is the devil, everything is the devil, and I don't care what church you go to. If everything is the devil, I need you to check yourself. Because listen, at the end of the day, greater is he that's in me than anything that's out here in this world. And y'all can talk about the devil and demons more than y'all talk about anything else. I need you to check that religion at the door. Because listen, at the end of the day, some of that borders on some levels of mental instability with the stuff that y'all come up with. And I'm gonna call a spade, because this is exactly how this woman came out with child sacrifice. John and CPW, she's possessed with a nutty spirit. How she worked that thing around to come up with child sacrifice. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. This is how we turn people loose with the Bible. Let them sit up with their mentally unstable selves and lack of understanding and lack of teaching. And they come out with crazy stuff and stop purporting it as the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And y'all eat this stuff up hook, line, and sinker. And I'm like, no, ma'am, no, sir. Take that right on back straight to the pits of hell from which you took it. However, y'all, this is a place where I wish we would really get a better understanding, because at the end of the day, we can tell y'all almost anything in church and y'all believe that stuff. I don't care how insane it is. Now, y'all ain't ready for me. I mean, that explanation that she gave was just as crazy can be. Come on, DJ Onyx Heart. Let's deal with the lack of sense that you've seen within a video, a lack of sense. These are facts, honey. Jonna said it. She told the truth. She's possessed with a nutty spirit. And at the end of the day, we'll get up. That's a new one for you, Kim Possible. That's a new... It's child sacrifice. And you have just then made yourself your own God. And at the end of the day, this woman is running for Secretary of State. And I'm going to go back to what SK8840. Go, Ratty. Come on in here, my brother. And y'all can go all over the place with that, because I know some of y'all have been raised. I came from a church where, honey, everything was a spirit. Everything was a demon. Everything was the devil. So, listen, I'm not oblivious to the teachings and the understandings. And, I've been there, done that. But at the end of the day, I want us to deal with the reality and the realizations. Dr. Dady Priest, thank you for those roaring biddies. I appreciate it. She's running for Secretary of State, Michigan. So at the end of the day, looking at her eyes, James. And now, see, let me come on back to that for a minute, because let me talk about the eyes. The eyes are the eye gate into the soul. Can I just talk here for a second? And I'm not going to get spiritually deep, but I do want you to understand. Some of y'all need to start looking at people's eyes, because people's eyes will tell you nobody's home. Nobody is here. I'm talking and I sound like I'm making sense, but baby, at the end of the day, and I tell you all the time, listen, y'all, listen. Nobody's home. Nobody's home. Ain't nobody there. Ain't nobody home. And listen, I don't care. Baby, you can look in their eyes and tell ain't nobody home. And I'm not trying to thank y'all for that hype train. I appreciate you all, everybody that's giving, and I hope I didn't miss anybody, but I appreciate you. Go Ratty, so much love coming to you, my brother. Come on in here, my brother. You're still trying to figure out how she came up with child sacrifice being abortion, and you think she's possessed to to tell the truth. She is. Now, you know what, and this is the thing, and she needs two rivers. That's exactly where I'm going. Secretary of State of Insanity. I see you, and I agree with you, SK8843. At the end of the day, this is what I want us to understand. So much of this is mental illness, and we have turned this thing into some spiritual woo-woo. I'm telling you, I've seen some crazy folk, and we've made this stuff like it is so spiritual when it really, there's mental health that needs to be approached. And I'm a very spiritual person, and I believe in the spirit and the move of the spirit, but I also have the ability to discern between the spirit moving and folks that need mental help. And there's a whole lot of people out here that are acting and purporting to be spiritual that really need a therapist and medication. I said what I said. There are a whole lot of people out here running around that need a therapist and medication, and they're passing themselves off as spiritual, and people are eating this stuff up hook, line, and sinker. And listen, I'm gonna tell you like the Bible said, if the blind lead the blind, everybody going to the ditch. Everybody's going to the ditch. If it talks like Diablo and looks like Diablo, if it does all of that, tall pumps, could it be? Could it be? Diablo! Baby, that ain't nothing but that old slimy devil and his twin brother Beelzebub. Y'all ain't ready for me. That woman is cray-cray. And she's running for Secretary of State. So at yes, the old school ringtone, Kim Possible. I had to take that thing old school. Yes. Wait a minute. Let me see. Let me see if I got my, I don't have it here. I started to pull out my old school telephone, but I don't have it right here handy. But yes, old school. Call him up and tell him what you want. That's what I did right there. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, yes. Therapy and medication and a padded room. All three of the above. And Kim Possible, it's amazing to me that these types of individuals who really, in my opinion, need to have a psych evaluation before they run for anything. And let me make this clear again. I am spiritual. I believe in spirituality. I believe in spiritual realms. But this woman is crazy. There is a difference. And how we cannot discern one from the other is absolutely positively amazing to me. She's in Michigan, tall pumps. She's running in Michigan. She needs some meds. And this is the thing. You can sit down, and when your mind is already, and this is, if you've ever really encountered, and I'm not trying to make fun of mental illness, if you've ever encountered someone that really struggles with a deep mental illness that needs medicine to control it, the mind can sit down and go down the rabbit hole, and the stories that they come back with are just astounding. And I'm not saying that to be funny, but it's just that reality. Once you jump down that rabbit hole with a mental illness, you come back up with some of everything. And this is what I want us to identify when we get people and they come to church all the time. Like, oh, child, I had a vision. Baby, you need medication. And yes, I believe in visions. Yes, I believe in dreams. But there's a difference between visions and dreams and your nightmare that's coming from mental illness. There is a difference. Whew. I wish we'd get this stuff straight. James, you've learned to look at the eyes. Come on, and I'm back at that. And you know I've been teaching that. I teach that. Let me go back. And you can take a person, and I'm not trying to be funny. God knows I'm not trying to be funny. You can take a person that under normal circumstances, they're okay. But there's something about when they start getting off, those eyes start getting off. The eyes, whether it's that empty blank look, deer in headlights, whether it's one eye starts going to the north and the south and the other eye starts going to the east and the west. Listen, I'm telling y'all just need to start looking at people's eyes. I'm telling you, start looking at people's eyes. Pupils start being uneven and unmatched. One pupil this size, the other. Baby, your eyes, look at them. I need y'all to look at these people's eyes. Ooh, come on, then darn, a screw or a few is definitely missing. But religious people will vote on that basis. And that right there, SK 8843, they'll hear her talking about demon possession. They'll hear her talking about you've made yourself gods. And religious folk, not spiritual, religious folk that are caught up in the traditions of a religion will vote based on the premise that this woman came out and said these were demonic spirits. You can't imagine her being Secretary of State. That's even crazier. Somebody needs to send the other SOS to Michigan. Listen, I'm telling you, and these are the types of people that are running for office, tall pumps. That's why there's a concern. So prescription ready, Lovey. Prescription ready. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Visions and dreams are not hallucinations. SK, you're the best. Visions and dreams are not hallucinations. I need somebody to have some discernment. You heard it here on Yes You O Cube, one-on-one, just me and you. Visions and dreams are not, capital N-O-T, bold, italicized, capital letters, are not hallucinations. I need y'all to get it straight. The eyes are the window to the soul, Dr. Dady Priest, and I'm trying to get people to understand. Sometimes if there's a question mark in your mind, stop everything you're doing and look in those eyes. Do you understand me? Look in your eyes. Come on, Kim Possible. You have done deliverance, and she needs a series of sessions with a therapist. The eyes are telling everything you need to know. Come on, Michelle Brown. I'm telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, Lovey. That's what I'm doing. I'm telling y'all the truth. Religion, then darn. And people that cannot tell the difference between religious insanity and the move of God, I feel sorry for them. But it's a whole bunch of people out there. And going back to my previous statement, if the blind are leading the blind, everybody's going right to the ditch. Whoo. Am I talking to anybody? So at the end of the day, them eyes, those eyes. There is a difference between being religious and being too religious. Come on now, let's test the difference. Some folks don't know the difference, unfortunately, DJ Onyx Hart. But that's why I hope that listening in on these types of podcasts and streams hopefully will help some folk to get some understanding. KB Browns is in the house. There's my brother, and I love you. Happy Tuesday to you, my brother. Come on in now. Come on in. It's scary now because these people are making laws and public policy go ratty. That's what I'm saying. We're voting these kinds of people in to office that are making laws and public policy. This is why it becomes very crucial and critical as to who we're putting in these positions. Come on and talk to me. And stop doing stuff based on the dog whistle of some religious jargon. Just religious jargon they throw out there, and no folk gonna eat it up hook, line, and sinker and go on. That woman, she needs help. And at the end of the day, don't think just because she got black and brown skin that, oh, that's where I'm gonna vote for her. No, I need you to listen to what she just said. That woman is cray-cray. And I said what I said. In my opinion, the woman needs all kinds of help. So at the end of the day, I want us to pay attention. I want us to pay attention because this is going to impact us in the long run. And this is where, again, when we start saying we want to see changes, we want things differently, we have got to begin, as I said, do not rest on your laurels. There is work to do. Educate yourself, get knowledge, get your power. This is why we keep talking about boss energy. I need you to understand you have the power. You have the ability. You can make the change. Stop looking for somebody else to do it. What are you doing? Get in the race, and I need you to make it happen. At this point, it seems like all the politicians are possessed, baby. They possessed. Listen, they are up in here. Who you gonna vote for? Lord Jesus.
Ain't nothing but the devil.
Woo, Jesus.
I can't hear you.
Ain't nothing but the devil.
Oh my God.
Can't hear you.
And they all riding on the same ship. Come through, crazy Berrytown. Y'all brought Royal Confessions out alert because she came to tell you, no, ma'am, not all of us. And listen, at the end of the day, I want to give it up for Royal Confessions because she represents the type of politician that we need in office. Royal Confessions is not cray-cray, and she's not demon-possessed. We need more of you. Can you replicate yourself, Royal Confessions? This is where, and in all seriousness, I said it the other week, I'm going to say it again. We really need to start grooming some people that are qualified, that are not crazy, that are not out here running around talking insanity. We need more of that to be on the ballot. I mean that. So yes, I'm going to give it up, and I'm going to honor and appreciate Royal Confessions, who is not demon possessed. And is not crazy and is out here doing the work that needs to happen. We need more of that. We need to actually take time to groom, prepare, and get folks ready to take these positions. And again, I'm not talking partisan. I'm not trying to be on one side or the other. I'm just talking about getting folks in position that can do something for what is going on, what we need to happen in this world. So we need more. We do, BTD Mom. We need more like Royal Confessions, for real, for real. You had to come out alert to defend yourself. But I know you understand what's being said. But come on and defend yourself, girl. Come on. I'm going to give it up for you. Got me up here spitting and carrying on. So at the end of the day, I see you go, Ratty. Are they using religion to hide or mask their racism? And yes, I could do a whole talk. MCP812, thank you for that resub, sis. 12 months, man. You've been here with me a year. I appreciate you, and I love you to death. I love you to life. No, we ain't nobody dying. I love you to life. You know, religion has been used as such a valuable tool for control, and there are a lot of people that don't want to embrace that. And that would sound really strange coming from a preacher, right? But from the position and the vantage point as a preacher, I've seen preachers use control over the people from the pulpits. And at the end of the day, that's just a truth that we're going to have to deal with. And we need to awaken to the reality that religion can be used very efficiently and very effectively to control people, to control their minds, to control their behaviors, to control and manipulate the outcomes that we want. And the greatest tool in that arsenal is fear. And I tell people all the time, man, and you know, people don't agree with me, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, if you're in a fear-based religion, and I mean this, if you're in a fear-based religion, no, ma'am, no, sir. I need you to look at it. I need you to process it. I don't care if your grandmama taught it. I don't care if your grandpappy taught you. If you're in a fear-based religion, you need to understand that the basis of a fear-based religion is manipulation and control. So this is where, you know, and let every man be persuaded in his own mind. I'm not trying to turn people away. I'm trying to get people into a spiritual realm where they know God, and not the religion that somebody crammed down their throats or the religion that they were born into. And let's be truthful. You're going to believe what you've been taught all your life. If you've been hearing it all your life, you're going to believe it because that's all you've ever heard. But at some point, you've got to be a critical thinker and use your mind and say, wait a minute, does this really align itself with truth? Or is this something that is meant to control, dominate, and manipulate me? And be able to identify and separate and discern the difference between those two. You know, we're listen, the idea of being little children of God. Listen, you need to grow up. So at the end of the day, no, and religion is used powerfully. And if you really take the layers off and uncover it, go ratty, that racism that they feel they have the right and the entitlement comes from their religion. Their interpretation of scripture says to them, you're entitled to go in and possess the land. Even if that wasn't your land, go in and possess it. Go in and take it. It's not yours. But once you go in and fight and take it over, it's yours then. You know, and so there's so many different elements and aspects of religiosity that I could get into conversation with that a lot of church people are not ready to have, because we like the entitlement, even as church people. The same way we look at white people with white supremacy, there are church people that have religious supremacy also. And it's just as ugly, it's just as violent, it's just as destructive as white supremacy. But you're not going to get church people to agree or acknowledge that because they don't want to take that on as a fact. But it is a fact. The same supremacy that whites feel like they're able to draw out of the scripture and have that privilege over others, religion in certain denominations and faiths does the same thing. So people have to really stop and process. By this shall all men know that you're my disciples, how you have love one towards another. So anytime you're taking any type of religious position that asserts one group of people over another, that's harmful and hurtful towards others without any sense of feeling, you got to check that thing. If I can hurt you and I can hurt you to the quick and feel nothing about it and feel like that's my righteous indignation rising up against you to hurt you to the quick so that maybe you'll straighten from your wicked ways, man, that's some evil. That, in my opinion, that's some evil, and folks need to look at that. You were once the victim of pastoral control. I hear you, MCP 812, and that's real talk. That's really real talk. So religious folks can be the most racist, KB Browns. The Rock of the Church has issued with Gentiles. Exactly. And you know, at the end of the day, Paul had to withstand him and say, listen, you're being prejudiced, and what God has called clean, don't you come up here talking about unclean. And that was the whole purpose behind that vision that God gave him on the rooftop. Some of these pastors need to evaluate themselves, because some of the false teachings they give from the pulpit is intended to control and manipulate. There's a big discussion going on right now, and I'm not going to get into that. Perfect love casts out fear. I see you. I'm not going to get into it from a large standpoint, but there's a big issue going out right now with Creflo Dollar, who's now coming out saying he taught in error. And now he's making that shift, and he's saying burn my books, some of that stuff, whatever. So at the end of the day, I think that as people grow and as people mature, they start coming into different levels of understanding, and you begin to see where in times past, I had a very, very dear friend of mine who was a tremendous evangelist known across the country, who came back years later and began to apologize to churches where he had gone and taught a certain thing, because as he came into another level of awareness, he began to realize that what he was doing was manipulating and controlling the people. And it just is what it is. And that largely being taken away from how he was taught and what he was told. So, it's really interesting. Unfortunately, religion has been used to commit many sins. Come on here, KB Browns, many sins. And I'm telling you, me too. And it's heartbreaking. I see you, Kim. People really need help and hope. And some pastors are hurting and hindering people for their own gain, and exactly for their own gain. If it means more money in my pockets, if it means more people sitting in the pews, if it means a bigger building, if it means more prestige and all of that, people will do whatever they have to do to get that, if that's what they're after. Some churches call their regional directors overseers. Yes. I was in a church where we had overseers. And it's interesting that would be taken from the very thought of slavery, that you would want to have an overseer. At the end of the day, they're relating to what they know, and they're putting them in positions and, recreating what they came from. And I tell people all the time, remember, especially in the black church, number one, they were evangelized by white evangelical preachers. Because remember, black folk didn't have soul, and you surely weren't going to have a black preacher. As a black preacher might see too many scriptures on liberty and freedom and start preaching that, and we're not about to have that. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, and slaves, servants, obey your masters. That's what we're going to come preaching and teaching. So understand that there is a foundation that black people from the plantations, even from the religious perspective, were being taught bondage, scripture as a means and a tool for bondage. So at the end of the day, let's be clear on that. Then when you continue to perpetuate that in years down the road, and I tell people all the time, hey, my grandfather was one generation away from slavery. So how do you think he's going to preach? How do you think he's going to teach? He's going to teach and preach according to one step away from slavery. I'm 3 steps away from slavery. So I'm not buying what you're selling. I'm not taking hook, line, and sinker, the same thing that they taught y'all from the plantation. I'm not living that now, and I'm not walking that. I'm not talking that, and I'm not preaching that. Y'all can keep preaching it all you want to, because what your grandma, give me that old time religion, that is good enough for you. Go on back to the plantation if you want to. I'm not going. So, and get an understanding. Let's go deeper than what they taught you, and let's get a clarity as to what did this really mean, and from whence did it come. So, at the end of the day, that is the intent for many, Michelle, control. So at the end of the day, we ain't drinking the Kool-Aid, KB Browns. So I want us to understand, come on, he got Paul too. So at the end of the day, sounds like Creflo Dollar's recent revelation. Crazy Berrytown, yeah. And this is something, it actually came out, a lot of discussion came out about it yesterday. That's how recent it is. And people are now like really, really upset and agitated because he's coming out and recanting a lot of what he was preaching, and literally said, burn those books, burn the books that he had written, burn the books. So, at the end of the day, I haven't seen it all. I haven't heard it all. I caught bits and pieces of it as it's been presented. But, at the end of the day, if it's recent revelation, if he really understands that what he was teaching in the past was inaccurate and for the means and purpose of control. And I think you're going to see a lot of black preachers, and I'm going to say this, I think you're going to see a lot of black preachers that really begin to come, and that's why my dissertation is on Black liberation theology and womanist theology, not to be confused with feminism. Womanism and feminism are two different things. Go ahead and do some research on that. But one of the reasons why I chose and opted to do my dissertation on Black liberation theology and womanist theology is that there are so many things that we've taught down through the years that are destructive to Black people especially, and to women. And we preach it from the pulpit. Some continue to preach it from the pulpit, and it's absolutely positively destructive. And as people start coming into the acknowledgement, I think some people realize it, but as people start coming into the acknowledgement of that, you're going to see people start to backtrack, especially Black preachers. You're going to start seeing people start to backtrack on that type of preaching and teaching that we saw in days past from interpretations of scripture that were largely influenced by white supremacy and white racist thinking. So at the end of the day, come on, One Reason. Bishop of Twitch is in the room. I just looked up and saw him. He is the Bishop of Twitch, and he's my friend. If you're not following One Reason, he is a phenomenal streamer. Go out there and follow him. He will bless your whole life. Yes, and you're seeing them, One Reason, coming out saying they hate religion, because you begin to realize how much religion has influenced the control and domination of a people and a people's mind. The mindset is bondage. And if you can keep a people bound in their minds, then you got them. You got the people. So, I'm just telling you, listen, KB Browns, I don't know if he gave up the plane or not, because all those books he told him to burn helped him to buy that plane. So, at the end of the day, liberation theology, that's what we're about, SK 8843, and especially Black liberation theology, because we as a Black people have been so oppressed by the preachings that come from the pulpit that we inherited the theology of our white slave masters and their preachers. So, I wasn't trying to get off on this, but I'm just trying to talk real talk. We've got to really think about the things that we're saying and the things that we're doing. Easy to say it's inaccurate now that you've got the richest houses and planes while your congregation is broke and broken. Now, Crazy Berry Town, you got me right there, because this, and I agree, and I'm saying in agreement. If you really feel that, put your money where your mouth is and give to your congregation, and let all that money you made from those books, all of that money you made from telling people how to give and and all of that bondage that you're now telling them to burn up the books, give the people their money back. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? If you really believe all of that, give the people their money back. So spiritual needs to empower, not make us blind. Come on here, Go Ratty. And I agree with you 200%. And yes, Crazy Berry Town is talking. She said a whole word right there, and I agree with her 100%. If you're that converted and if you're that convicted, give the people the money back. He needs to use the plane to send low-income families on vacations. I hear you, Go Ratty. Howard Thurman, Jesus and the Disinherited, is one of my favorite books, KB Brown's. And I love that book, and I encourage everybody that hasn't read it, go out and see it. Come on. I appreciate everybody that's here. It's time for me to get up out of here, y'all. It's time. Now, I just wanted to cover some of that on today, and I wanted to challenge us, because it's not enough to just talk about, that's okay, Den Darn, I'm so glad that you're here. It's not enough to just talk about a thing. We need change. But how are we going to make those changes happen? We are the people who can do it. It's happening. Let's challenge. And I'm going to say it again. I'm challenging all of my white brothers and sisters and my counterparts. I'm asking you, please, please, please go to your peoples and talk to them so we can stop the madness. I'm saying to us as Black people, come out of the bondage and the bondage mentality, and let's go to another level of truth and understanding. To us in the lion's den, keep on waking up other lions, because we've got work to do. We've got places to go, people to see. Yes, it's time.
Oh, I feel for my brother.
Well, I feel for my brother, and I feel for my sister. This has been another edition of Yes You All Cubed, one-on-one, just me and you. I am your spiritual thought leader, Regina L. Stillman, and I'm so glad that you joined me on this fine day. Now, come on, you can follow me. I promise you, I'm out there. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, Discord, and more. I'm out there, and we're getting ready to get everything activated here in these next couple of weeks. So get ready, get ready, get ready. We're doing something out here in these streets. Now, I want to say we're not intimidated. We don't have a spirit of fear, but we have power, we have love, and we have a sound mind. As such, when we move in love, I am all powerful in love. That's the way I roll. And at the end of the day, I want you all to understand it's happening, and the things that we want to see change, I need you to be the change. And you're not in it alone, because this Pride Alliance, this PRIDE, this Pride Alliance is relentless, and you're going to hear us roar. And it's us, you, me, we all, because we're all in this thing together. Now, coming on down, I appreciate you being in the den, not the den of iniquity, but the den of activity. And your lion support has been strong up in here. Thank you, SK8843, for those roaring biddies. Thank you, Kim Possible 711, MCP 812, Tall Pumps, Go Ratty, One Reason, DJ Onyx Heart, Dr. Dady Priest. Thank you for those roaring biddies, those resubs, those re-ups. Thank you for those gifted subs. I appreciate you, and I love you so much. My moderators, the Rebel Inc., Michelle Brownell, and Shelly Thunder, you know I love you. To the new subs that came in today, Chris Knows, listen, welcome to the Lion's Den. To those resubs and the subscribers, Kim Possible 711, LaWanda Baskerville, DJ Stacy Bless One, MCP 812, I appreciate you for following. And for that one woman raid, LaWanda Baskerville, miracles, signs, and wonders. Thank you for coming in here today, sis, and so much love coming to you. Now, please copy that raid message, and as one of my moderators says on the daily, listen, have an amazing day on purpose and at all costs. I want you to don't give up your peace, don't give up your joy, don't give up your happiness, don't let anything steal your joy. And the way I want you to go up out of here, peace for your journey.
Oh, I feel for my brother. You're my brother. I feel for my brother.